What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? I think the sound should be on. Yeah, I do not understand this tripod, and every day I want to throw
I'ma
it away.
kick back when you fake like that. I'ma kick back when you fake like that.
Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Widj-Gaëlle. Is the mic on? Yes, the mic is on. My name is Widj-Gaëlle, and I'm honestly just navigating my 20s and basically utilizing this to put my thoughts somewhere. It's more of a thing for me, but at the same time, I found that my thoughts and my reflection have sometimes helped people, so I'm basically recording them so that it can be consumed while you're having a snack. So yeah, welcome back to my channel. Today, the thing that I want to talk about is the other side of the holiday season. I kind of feel led to talking about this because I think this is something we don't talk about enough. Holiday seasons for a long time for me were a very difficult thing to go through because I didn't have the same experience as a lot of other young people. And by that I mean that didn't have the holidays where the family gathers and we do meals and gift exchange, or we give gifts to our loved ones. I don't have any recollection of my childhood being that. Christmas in my house was not something very celebrated. It wasn't a holiday we highlighted. We sometimes would spend it at church when there would be a service, but at some point at church I think they just stopped doing it, and it just became a thing that we weren't doing anymore. It just became this thing, this other holiday that happens that we don't celebrate. And I know a lot of other young people might be going through this, or just people who grow up and just don't experience the holidays as a joyful turn of event or a joyful situation. And I want to talk a bit about what some of the things that have practically helped me go through those seasons, because I had a conversation that was pretty serious with one of my friends, and she was like, okay, so I know that you didn't have like an upbringing where you were having like super festive event, or like like decorating the Christmas tree or having matching PJs with your family, but it doesn't mean that you can't set your own pace and your own memory lane to it, when at some point it becomes your responsibility of how you want to celebrate your holidays. And so that's kind of what I want to talk about as we get older, and we like, once you get past like that 18, 19, you get toward the mid-20s. At some point, like, it's one thing to be like, oh, my family is having conflicts, or my family is not gathering. At some point it kind of becomes up to you how you want to juggle that. If you want to be a person who every time the holiday comes around you legit become the Grinch, or you just want to have a new pace to it. Because at the same time, if no one in your family's doing it, at some point it could be your responsibility to set the tone in your own family. And so that's kind of what I want to talk about. There's like specific things that I started doing that have been really helpful for me. I used to be a Grinch around that time. I didn't want to talk to nobody. Don't call me, don't invite me to nothing. I had a very negative headspace around that time of the year. I was actually very angry that we didn't have holidays as everyone else would have it. I was like, where's my gift? And where are my things? And where are the fun experiences? So to me, the holidays were just work time. I would spend a lot of that time just working. One of the other reasons why I want to kind of talk about this is because I used to be like part of a youth group during the pandemic, and I was one of the person in the leadership of it. Like, there's just a massive amount of young people who around that time are thinking about things that are not positive at all. Whether it is mentally, it's just not a good time at all for them. So I know there's like the super positive aspect of holidays. I think with the years, I'm seeing less and less of a Santa magical snow everywhere kind of atmospheric space. I'm seeing that way less. Why would I say atmospheric? All I'm saying is I'm seeing less of a festive connotation to the holidays, but I know that there are still people who like celebrate it greatly. Because soon as Halloween steps out the door, actually, almost at midnight, they're already decorating the house. November 1st, it's time for the holidays. I'm a Christian. We don't have time for Halloween. All I want for Christmas is, having had the privilege of being in those circles with a lot of young people, I realized that a lot of them are just, around this time of the holiday is really a tough and difficult time for them. Especially if you don't have a lot of siblings, you don't have people that you can like connect with at all. You don't have people that you can call. And sometimes there's a bit of shame that comes with not having holidays that are festive. You don't want to tell people that you're having a tough time. I know I've been there. I've done the not talking to nobody, just acting like I'm ghosting. I've done the being mad at people as if, it was their fault that I was having a tough time. I've done, I think, most of the chapters of the holiday holidays of not being festive and not having a good time, I've done most of that. Here's like some practical advice or some ways that I was able to overcome that after having that conversation with my friend when she was like, well, at some point it's your responsibility, to set the pace, the right tempo to your holidays. How do you want to celebrate your holidays? I know that you didn't have a good history with it. If we had to make it like a good thing, how would you go about it? I'm very into Legos, and so my friends, at around my birthday, I don't know if I'm gonna find it because it should be around here, but they bought me Christmas tree and Lego, and I think that was one of the first Christmas that I was like, oh, like this is kind of cool. So it kind of became like a bit of a tradition for me that every kind of holiday I just sat down and I would like build this Lego. It takes some time during the holiday and build this Lego set of a Christmas tree. And Legos are expensive. If you don't know about Legos, they are expensive. There's a bunch of them. So that was my thing. But honestly, it could be any kind of other thing that you kind of know helps suit your mind and helps you relax and helps you have a bit of a holiday time tradition that is yours. For me, it was Lego, but for you, it could be something totally different. So that was one thing that like genuinely like it helped. I started building Legos every time the holiday season came around. This holiday, I haven't built a Lego yet, a Lego set yet, but I have like one that's just there that I haven't touched yet. Actually, I have two that I haven't touched. I'll show them to you guys. There's this one that I haven't touched, which was gifted to me before I left to go on a trip. And then I got this one last Christmas. That's why I'm telling y'all, like my friends caught on and they were like, okay, here's one way we can help Ouija. I have this one that I haven't touched yet. If you have something that can help you out during the holiday season, please take the advantage of that season. Do those things that you enjoy to not go down that dark path. Nobody cares about me. Nobody's calling me. People are enjoying their holidays as they should. And so should you. I'm saying Lego, it could be something else for you. And something else I have started to enjoy and take advantage of is when people do invite you because they know. Some people really have nobody. I'm super sorry that that is their experience and they really spend the holiday by themselves and there's no other alternative. If there is an alternative that you can take advantage of, invited to someone else's party or gathering or family event. I know that sometimes it could feel like you're intruding, but if they invited you, it's because they consider you to be some sort of a family member or an extension of what they consider to be family, and they feel comfortable enough and safe enough to invite you to those things. If you know you're going to be in a dark corner in your house having the worst time, please go to that party, go to that event, go to that moment where you are going to be around people who have love for you so that you don't drown around that time. And what I would recommend is like give it a shot, give it an honest shot. I know it's tough because it's not your people. You would love to be doing this with your family and your people, but please give it a chance. Enjoy that holiday time with the people you love. Some people really have nobody, but if you do have some people, take advantage of that. I know that I came to some parties and a lot of people had to suffer or just work super hard to get me like in a good mood because I would show up with just the worst mood, worst face, worst attitude ever. I'm telling you, if you have the chance to be somewhere where you are loved and celebrated and people are enjoying your presence, you might not get a gift, but you have the gift of their presence. And that is way more of a positive outcome. And if you stay in your room and you just sulk all day, just have all of these dark back and forths within yourself. So these are like the two recommendations that have helped me. I'm speaking now as a person who used to hate whenever that time would come around. I used to not like it because I knew I was going to spend a lot of time by myself and there would be nobody to celebrate and have a joyful time with. And now I'm starting to be a person who likes to wrap gifts. Like I've become this, it just happened to me this year. I was wrapping some gifts and I was like, oh my God, I love wrapping gifts. The tables can turn. You could turn it around, by God's grace, you could turn it around where it doesn't have to be a bad season. I hope your holidays go well. This might be the last video of the year until January. I don't know. I might post before, but it might be the last video of the year of 2025. So if this is the last video of the year, I wanted to wish you a happy holidays. Thank you for tuning in to this channel. Honestly, to every person who has subscribed this year, we have grown just a little bit. So I thank you. It's still road to 500 subscribers. If you are on this channel, I want you to know I appreciate you sharing your time with me. Every minute that you spend on this channel listening to me talk, I don't take it for granted. So, and if you haven't heard it today, I love you. All right,
I'ma
deuces.
kick back when you fake like that.